Today, I decided to do a bonus reaction video today because, well, this week, more specifically, a day before my birthday, a reveal took place for a game that I obviously have like a 10 years of history with, considering the fact that this was the game that I probably was very fond with, as obviously have a lot of fun to, considering covered in some time, but I thought it would be wise to do it here, considering, they've got new content coming. More importantly, because of the fact that, well, considering the fact that there might be some members. Well, here's the thing. I was kind of debating about whether to do it mostly because of the fact that I've got some friends who don't play Destiny anymore. But then there's also the chance that I'm probably going to get requested to do reactions to their reveals so they can hear my thoughts on this stuff. Because, I mean, let's be fair. I mean, Destiny 2 has had a bit of a rocky road in recent months, and they've had there's been a lot of rocky roads since the final shape. I know some of us are probably still feeling the emotion of the cliffhanger, or the ending to the final shape, and how beautiful that story was, and it was very well received. Which, by the way, you can buy it because it's reduced now to under $20, £20 on Steam, PlayStation, etc. Probably put links in the description if you want to get your hands on the DLCs that are now on offer. But nevertheless, that's if you're interested. But yes, I thought I might as well do a reaction to this so you can see basically how I react to this, and maybe you can make your own, just sort of make your own minds up as to look at this new content. Because I'm not gonna lie, I mean, there are two things in here that I'm curious and very interested to want to check out. But then at the same time, I don't know. I mean, I feel like The Edge of Fate is the one that's I'm a bit not too sure of after seeing it. But maybe a bit more time, maybe I might like what I see. It's just, I don't know. It just felt like something was missing. But yeah, we'll get to it when we react to it. Okay.
They remember curiosity. They remember how to thrive. But they have forgotten. They forgot we were here long before the Traveler. They forgot
Was very
that they need us.
interesting.
They are fated to remember. I will remind them. I'm sure you will. But not through me. Find someone else.
Ooh.
My will is my own.
Interesting.
All right, well, now that we've kind of got the intros out of the way, let's talk about our new saga. Robbie, I'd love to start with you. What's up next in Destiny, and where are we exploring?
Yeah, so our first expansion this year, The Edge of Fate, is the start of a brand new multi-year saga called the Fate Saga. And so we want to tell a story about something older, about the nature of fate itself. Are we bound by it? Can we fight it? Because before the Traveler ever arrived in our solar system, there was already space magic here, Andy.
Yeah.
And so ultimately, this is a story that we're going to explore one of Destiny's biggest mysteries and the foundations of the universe itself.
Interesting.
Aren't you?
Who told you?
I think it's
Subtle,
How did
I
you
know.
guess?
Yeah.
Set you off.
We did such a good job with this
Really
secret.
buried that lead, didn't we?
Yeah, just a little bit.
That's, but I mean, to that end, so who, and maybe more appropriately, what are the Nine?
Yeah, so buckle up. In the simplest description possible, the Nine are extraordinarily powerful beings that have been in the solar system for way, 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 way longer than the Traveler. We can think of them as being kind of connected to each of the major celestial bodies in Sol. So that's each of our 8 planets plus the sun. Sorry, Pluto.
It's messed up.
Didn't make the cut.
All right, fair.
I don't make the rules. Yeah, there you go. But the important thing to know about them is that this is why we're going to be so focused on the solar system for the next saga. We want to ask questions about our home that we've never asked before.
Yeah. So when it comes to the 9, obviously, Eagle-Eyed Guardians have been able to spot references to them for quite some time, whether it be outright ominous or a straight-up game show in some cases. Can you tell us a little bit maybe about what we should expect from them?
Expect to be surprised. We're, like you said, the lore of the 9 really ranges from like Star Horse infinitely neighing to the 9 doing genuinely awful, awful things in our lore. And so the important thing to know about them is that the 9 are individuals. This isn't a collective. It's not like a hive mind. Each of them are kind of their own being, their own person in the loose definition of a person. They have different wants and desires. They can ally with different members and fight with different members too. In the words of one of our characters really early on, there are aliens, and then there's aliens, and then there are aliens, and that latter one is what the 9 are qualified as.
Fair enough. All right, so beings of obviously immense power, something that the Guardians have gone toe-to-toe with in the past. We've even faced off against the very embodiment of the darkness itself.
Yeah.
What could be tougher than that?
Yeah, so this is something that we think about a lot about, because ultimately the 9 seek to free themselves at no matter the cost to humanity. And because they're extra dimensional in the ways that Allison are describing, they're not bound by the same rules that we are, that we've really experienced before in the game today. And so humanity and the Guardians, to many of them, are ultimately just bugs that can be squashed on, that they don't really care or think about beyond, achieving their ultimate goals. So
I mean, there are some
like,
interesting
the last 10
concepts to
years,
this. So
Guardians have
I'll
really
give it. I'll
just
give
been
it that.
making their own fate.
Yeah.
I mean, so the 9 is challenging that.
I'll give it
How
that.
are we going to deal with it?
Yeah, whether we like it or not, the 9 have a plan for us. And like you said, Guardians are really good at making their own fate and going out and deciding who they want to be. But what happens when them deciding to make our own fate is exactly what our fate is? Like, what if that was the plan all along? These are extra-dimensional beings. That means they perceive our reality in a very different way and can interact with it in a very different way.
It's like they're a move ahead in chess.
Weird.
What a reference. But you were mentioning, obviously the Fate Saga is one of the subjects of today. How long can we expect the Fate Saga to last?
yeah, so the Fate Saga is going to play out over several years, and ultimately we know where we're driving this car. We know where we're going with it. But the conclusion of the Edge of Fate itself is going to leave you with more questions than answers, and it's going to be the catalyst into this new multi-year saga. Because we really want to return Destiny to being a game about big questions, right? And so the way we think about this is about pouring jet fuel into the speculation engine of the game. So we're going to be revealing a lot of ideas, a lot of concepts, and many of them we're not going to be answering immediately, because we're going to be telling the story over multiple expansions, and we're going to be giving you those expansion beats more times than we have before in the past. And so the Year of Prophecy kicks off with the Fate Saga, and with it, humanity is now set on a collision course with this celestial pantheon of the system that has been here for a very, very long time. And so the Edge of Fate launches on July 15th. And then the second expansion of our Year of Prophecy is Renegade, which comes this winter. And then later in 2026, we've got Shattered Cycle and
Shattered Cycle.
It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of exciting beats. And so again, the Edge of Fate is just
And
the beginning of this long journey.
the
of this awesome vehicle
the
we're all
old
jumping into and
Academy.
driving together, and it's
Probably
gonna take
butcher
us
the
to some new
pronunciation,
places.
but yeah.
Exciting. So with regards to the Edge of
Okay,
Fate
yeah,
right
but
here in front of us,
I mean,
you
those
were also
two
nice
other
enough to
two
bring
might be.
class
I'm
today.
hoping
You
there's
got
some
gameplay with
interest
them,
in
right?
Yeah, we
there.
got some clips.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we should show those off.
It's a
Let's
doozy.
Let's check it
I
out.
like the present. Let's check it out.
Observe, connect, conceal. Guardian, I had a vision. Conform, comply, return. They just wanted to show us disasters. Observe, connect, conceal. I'm not.
Yeah, I think I can definitely see why a lot of people are disappointed, because of the fact that there's a lot of fallen in the location. Because I know that was a disappointing aspect of what people didn't like about the reveal, is the fact, oh, it might be another fallen themed, and
Enough. Terminate your suspicion, Commander. Remove your scornful blindfold.
So yeah, I can definitely see why people are upset about the fact that the Fallen are involved. I mean, the concepts are interesting. It's really, yeah.
That gives us an awful lot to go ahead and continue to dive into. And here to help us go ahead and explore a little bit more of it, everyone, you probably noticed we've been joined by someone new here on the couch. We are privileged to be joined by someone who's the originator of perhaps my favorite all-time Destiny emote, the one and only Dave Samuel, art director here at Bungie. Dave, how's it going, man?
It's going great. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. For anyone who maybe for some reason somehow doesn't have that emote in their collection or hasn't seen you in a past Vidoc, do you mind telling us a little bit about what you do here at Bungie?
Yeah, I'm art director on Edge of Fate. I work with the art
Yeah,
team
like
to
David
visualize
Samuels.
the
This is the
narrative,
guy
the
who
design,
did the
and
whole
kind of bring it all
super stuff in the Vidocs. If you,
Thank you very much for being here
especially
today.
Taken King.
with
If you
the
haven't
Edge of
seen
Fate,
that
it's
one,
obviously the first expansion
that was
in the
really
Fate
cool.
saga.
And the Forsaken
Allison, I'd love to start
Supers.
with
He
you,
did some
actually. What
like
can you tell us about the Edge of Fate?
stuff.
Fate
I love
begins
that.
with an invitation, and we are invited along with a very specific group of people to a location, to a moment in time for a very specific reason.
Very specific purpose.
Very specific reason and purpose, yes. And the place that we're going to is called Kepler. And so you may be saying, now, Allison, hold on. Hold your horses
You read
1
my mind.
second.
Yeah.
Because the Kepler I know is the one that's way outside of our galaxy. What do you mean we're going to Kepler? And I say, like, dear friend, didn't you know, if you look inside in Destiny's universe, the Oort cloud at the edge of the solar system, you'll find a little planetoid that also happens to be named Kepler here in the world of Destiny. And that's where we're going, to Kepler.
Yeah, this is kind
okay.
of Robbie, we were talking kind of before the show. This is like the like a first taste of something new, right?
Yeah, so what you're seeing here is us just trying something new. We're expanding the universe of Destiny, creating new mysteries to uncover. This whole destination
Yeah,
is
I
about
mean, the
exploring a
I
labyrinthine
mean,
world, that it took
I
inspiration
can see
from things
why
like
there's a
Dreaming
lot of
Fate,
elements
exotic
to.
missions, dungeons, and it's wrapping it all through.
Yeah,
a
there's
Metroidvania
definitely elements of exotic
inspired
missions.
experience. And so
That
at the heart of
exotic
all of
mission,
this,
the
at the heart
Whisper of the
Edge of
Worm
Fate
one.
is a player-driven exploration.
definitely
and
elements of
discovery
that
an
in
exotic
here.
world with brand new abilities.
So actually, to even just maybe dig a little bit deeper, like how is
But
the
I
Edge of
think
Fate different from
I
past
mean,
expansions
not
that we've
to
seen?
criticize it too
Yeah,
much,
so
but
at
I
the
feel
global
like
scale, when
there's
we're
the
thinking about
expansion's
expansions
missing
and,
a
you know,
wow
prophecy, the
factor.
formula of Destiny expansions going forward. First off, we're doing 2 expansions a year instead of just 1. And think of each of these expansions as a little bigger than something like a Rise of Iron from D1. And so both of these expansions combined are going to be even more expansion content than we've done in the past. And by delivering 2 of these a year, we're upping the pace of major world and story events that really matter to players and are going to be pushing the Fate saga forward. And so we're trying radical new things with each of these expansions. And so alongside this new destination of Kepler, this exotic world that players will explore with brand new abilities, we also have world tiers.
But I mean, there
world
is
tiers allow you
potential
to
though
take
that
on
they
a
could
higher
do
level of
some
challenge on the
add some
destination
little
in order to
features in
attract
there
some of the
that
best
we don't know about that might change
within
our
the release. But what's cool about
change our
world tiers
minds
is as you
about
play through the
what we
mainline
think of this
story and play through the
expansion.
first
So I'm
couple of
being
world tiers,
hopeful
you're
that
going to unlock later
maybe
world
there
tiers.
might
And
be
as
a
you're
little
playing these
something
abilities,
there
as
that they
you're
might
exploring
add
the world
later
more,
on
as
in
you're discovering
development
more
that
within the
might
release, you're putting
change
these
our,
puzzle
maybe
pieces
give
together
us
and you're
more
figuring
reasons
out
to
how
want to check it out.
solve, all the mysteries on Kepler with different ways. And so you might play a puzzle in one way, a mission in one way, and when you're in these higher world tiers in the post game, you can start to solve these problems in different ways that you couldn't before in the original playthrough. And so alongside all of this, we're also going to have a ton of quest content that we're rethinking about how we use within the game. And so on Kepler, there's some non-linearity within the destination itself. And so with a lot of our side quest content that is related to the critical path, but you don't have to play it. It's there for you to explore. It's driven by your discovery of the world. You're out in the field, you discover something and you pick it up, and that's going to help you explore the characters and the world of Kepler more and go deeper on that
Yeah,
story.
I mean,
So, yeah, again, this is all about us just looking at the formulas that we've been building in Destiny over the last 10 years.
Yeah, I
And some
think
of them
this
are
part's
strong,
really
but
cool.
they're
I
due
like
for some
that.
experimentation and some radical
The fact that you
changes.
could
So
just
that's what you're seeing.
move away like
First
like
base
an arc
Very cool. Yeah.
thunder. I love that.
I love everything you just said. I was a little distracted by some of the gameplay we were showing, like exotic sniper rifle. I think I saw, kind of recognize that.
Oh, yeah.
Some enemies with a couple really cool twists. Like, okay.
Yeah.
But then also there was a guardian that turned into like a lightning ball. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's multiple new abilities that your players are going to be able to discover on Kepler that's going to make them navigate and look at the world